for remaining 80% of video and also complete videos of general studies. Visit our website and subscribe to us. 1. Transporting coal via waterways can save Rs 10,000 crores per year, Shipping Minister. This topic will be important under General Studies Paper 1 and 3. Indian Geography, Development of Efficient Waterways and Infrastructure Sector respectively. Why recently in news? Inland waterways can not only boost the movement of goods and passengers across the country, but will also help in saving about Rs 10,000 crore annually in transporting coal, Shipping Minister said on Saturday. Hopefully Parliament may give nod on the bill to convert 111 rivers across India into national waterways in the current winter session. The waterways is a cheaper and environment-friendly medium for transporting of goods, he said. Inland waterways of India. Inland waterways refer to using inland water bodies like rivers, canals, backwaters, creeks etc. for transporting goods and people from one place to another. Inland Waterways Authority of India was set up in 1986 for the development, maintenance and regulation of national waterways in the country. In order to increase the significance of inland waterways and to improve their efficiency, the government has identified important waterways and designated them as National Waterways of India. National Waterway Number 1, NW1, the Ganga, North India. The Ganga, Bhagirathi, Hooghly River System connecting Haldia, Kolkata, Farakka, Manga, Patna, Varanasi, Allahabad, is navigable by mechanized boats up to Patna and by ordinary boats up to Haridwar. The NW1 stretches to more than 1,620 kilometers of potentially navigable waterways. Night navigational facilities are in the process of implementation. National Waterway Number 2, NW2. The Brahmaputra, Northeast India. The river Brahmaputra connecting Dhubri, Pandu, Guwahati, Tespa, Nimati, Dibrugarh, Saadia stretching to about 891 kilometers was declared a national waterway in 1988. Provisions for 2-meter depth channels, night navigational facilities are under consideration. An inland water transport transit and trade protocol exists between India and Bangladesh. The NW2 connects the northeast region with Calcutta and Haldia ports through Bangladesh and Sundarbans waterways. National Waterway Number 3, NW3. The West Coast Canal, Southwest India. The West Coast Canal located in God's own country, Kerala, runs from Kollam to Kottappuram and was declared a national waterway in 1993. The NW3 is one of the most navigable and tourism potential area in India and has much to offer to the potential tourist. National Waterway 4, NW4. The Kakinada-Puducherry stretch of canals and the Kaluvali Tank, Bhadrachalam, Rajamundry stretch of river Godavari, and Vizirabad-Vijayawada stretch of river Krishna has been declared as National Waterways Number 4. National Waterway 5, NW5. The Talcha-Damra stretch of river Brahmani, Jhankarli-Chabesha stretch of East Coast Canal, Chabesha-Damra stretch of Matai River, and Mangalgadi-Paradip stretch of Mahanadi Delta rivers has been declared as National Waterway Number 5. Factors affecting inland waterways. 1. Diversion of river water for irrigation canals has reduced the flow of water and declined the navigation capacity of the rivers. 2. The presence of waterfalls, cataracts and sharp bends hinders the development of waterways. 3. Silting of riverbed reduces the depth of water and creates problem for navigation. 4. Lack of funds. The government is promoting inland water transport in the form of interest subsidies and inducing private investment. For promoting the use of this mode by private operators, they are encouraged to use Central Inland Water Transport Corporation vessels free of hire charges. Inland water transport has a good potential to be exploited and efforts should be made in this direction. Passenger transport should be encouraged. Intermodal connections with shipping, railways and roadways can improve the performance of inland water transport. For overall development of IWT sector in the country, it is necessary that national waterways as well as other waterways are developed side by side. A large number of smaller rivers form tributaries of national waterways rivers if developed with IWT infrastructure. Many of these smaller rivers can become suitable for navigation by smaller, medium-size inland vessels and can act as feeder routes to the main waterways. While the development and regulation of national waterways is the responsibility of central government the respective state governments should develop other waterways. However, due to fund constraint, it has not been possible for the states to provide adequate funds for IWT development. Therefore, to encourage the states for IWT development, there was a centrally sponsored scheme, CSS, for IWT sector. Under the CSS, 100% grant is provided for the projects of northeastern states including Sikkim and 90% grant to other states. The Planning Commission has discontinued the scheme for areas other than Northeast region from the year 2007-08. The scheme has been continued for the Northeastern Regional and classified as a central sector scheme. 2. India toughens stand at WTO after safeguards proposal blocked. This topic will be important under General Studies Paper 3. Indian Economy, Management of Abnormalities in Imports. Why recently in news? India has toughened its stance ahead of the WTO Nairobi ministerial meeting next month. The United States, European Union, Australia and Brazil blocked a proposal aimed at protecting millions of resource-poor farmers. These four countries rejected the Special Safeguard Mechanism, SSM, being demanded by India along with 46 developing countries of the G33 FAR coalition. The SSM is vital for protecting millions of poor farmers from the sudden and unforeseen surges in imports of farm products. What is Special Safeguard Mechanism, SSM? A Special Safeguard Mechanism, SSM, would allow developing countries to impose additional safeguard duties in the event of an abnormal surge in imports, or the entry of unusually cheap imports. Debates have arisen around this question, some negotiating parties claiming that SSM could be repeatedly and excessively invoked, distorting trade. In turn, the G33 bloc of developing countries, a major SSM proponent, has argued that breaches of bound tariffs should not be ruled out if the SSM is to be an effective remedy. What is G33? The G33 is a group of developing countries that coordinate on trade and economic issues. It was created in order to help a group of countries that were all facing similar problems. The G33 has proposed special rules for developing countries at WTO negotiations, like allowing them to continue to restrict access to their agricultural markets. What was the concern of G33 nations on SSM? G33 called for amending the WTO's agreement on agriculture in order to include a new article for the SSM. The SSM would enable developing countries to impose additional import duties on farm products when they cross certain price and volume thresholds on a 3-year rolling average basis. What India spoken to the countries which blocked the proposal for SSM? India, in response to the statements made by Australia, the EU, the US and Brazil, said it is clear that there is a determined effort to stonewall the negotiation on SSM. India's stance on export competition is being seen as a tit-for-tat move for what the major industrialized countries and Brazil did on SSM. India will defend interests of farmers while others are attempting at cherry-picking issues according to their interests. About World Trade Organization. The World Trade Organization is the only global international organization dealing with the rules of trade between nations. It was signed by 123 nations on the 15th of April 1994, replacing the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. The goal is to help producers of goods and services, exporters, and importers conduct their business. It deals with regulation of trade by providing a framework for negotiating trade agreements and a dispute resolution process.